I did something recently that I don't usually do. I was feeling pretty good about myself this one day in particular when I just so happened to come across this gorgeous ginger lady who was exactly a 10 out of 10. Which is exciting because, you know, typically I'm not usually a ginger type of guy. But hell, you know, if the vibe is right, I might put a little jalapeno in my burrito. Sure, I'm down to spice things up every now and then. And so I decided to give it a shot. To which, I have a boyfriend was pretty much the first thing out of her mouth. But that's not the point. What I did not expect from the conversation, what truly shocked me, was just how nice she was about the whole thing. Kind and forgiving, as if to say, no, not me. But keep it up, buddy, someone else. Honestly, she was way out of my league, and I knew that. But walking away, it still did give me hope that maybe girls don't actually mind being approached if you're polite, if you're chill, and if, most importantly, you're not just such a weirdo! And I don't want to sound harsh, I mean, I don't typically view myself as someone who gets off on judging people, who are at the end of the day only trying. But is that really what this is supposed to be? Because all I see is dudes acting like they haven't talked to a woman since one pushed them off the slide in the playground. Why isn't he just talking to her as if she's a human and not a wild goose or a Mexican? When talking to a woman, just be normal and it will be fine. I'm not even trying to say that going up and actually trying to talk to a woman will work for you ever. I don't know that with the state of some of you boners. After all, she can only really work with what she sees right in front of her right then and there. You gotta remember that the only difference between that and Tinder is that you can't lie about your height. So yeah, you gotta be willing to get rejected, but you also gotta be looking presentable at the very least. Which is why it's probably not my typical way of doing things. I have my days. Hell, you probably do too. And when that's the case, why wouldn't a girl appreciate you just trying? As long as you're not a fucking weirdo. And again, on those days, you gotta be willing to actually try. Yeah, hate to break it to you fellas, but she's probably gonna expect some level of conversation out of you first. And by that, I do not mean some shit like this.